Hey guys, welcome to day 6. I'm Erin Motz, and today we're going to be doing a little bit of yoga for your lower back. I'm calling it lower back love. How corny, right? So it was inspired by a recent trip to the chiropractor, and I think it's going to do us all some good, especially those of us that sit down all day or have a baby on your hip most of the afternoon. So let's go ahead and get started. We're going to start on hands and knees. Alright, so go ahead and start in tabletop. So on your hands and knees with the wrists under the shoulders and the knees right under the hips. So spread your fingers really wide. You can tuck the toes under if you want to, but that's up to you. And we're just going to start out with a few cat-cow. So on your exhale, round the back, tuck the tailbone down, relax the head and the neck, press the floor away. And on your inhale, press the ribs downward, lift the chest, lift the chin. Exhale, curl in, rounding everything. And inhale, open. And you can move with your breath, so don't feel like you have to be exactly with me here. And when you are opening, try not to break the lower back when you lift up. Instead, keep the belly pulled in, but pull the chest through the arms. One more each way. Exhale, round. Inhale, open. And then come back to neutral. So we're going to do, I call them rib circles, but I don't really know if they have an official name. So it's very similar to cat-cow, but instead of up and down, we're going to go left and right. So you can stay on your wrists, stay on the knees. You're going to lean left to start. So kind of arch the back into the left shoulder, tuck the tailbone down, relax the head. And then pull that stretch over to the right side. So exhale, circle the ribs down. Inhale, pull them up. Coming all the way around. So one way to kind of think of it, if you were in a balloon or inside of like a ball or something, think of all sides of the ribs having to touch the entire ball that you're in. So the ribs have to touch all points of that circle. So exhaling as you come down, inhaling as you pull up. We'll do one more in this direction. Take your time. If one spot feels particularly sticky or a little bit tight, you can stay there a little longer. And then come back to neutral. We'll do the same thing the other way. So inhaling, pulling right, tucking the tailbone, relax the head, circle all the way up. And then press the ribs down, circling up. All the way around, press down. Two more. Take your time. And everybody's is going to look a little bit different. Come back to neutral. So the next one, you're going to take the left hand and step it probably just like an inch or two ahead of the right. So just so that they're staggered. The right arm is going to thread underneath the left, so you can come all the way down to the head of the right shoulder. You can bring the left hand in front of the nose. If you want a deeper stretch, you can pull the left arm up. And maybe even wrap it around to the inside of the right thigh. So take a few breaths here. Make sure the pressure in both legs is equal. So try not to lean too far one way. Let the eyes close if you want. And take one more breath in. And gradually start to unravel the left side. You can take the left hand back down, come back up to the center, and we'll do the same thing the other way. So this time the right hand is going to come ahead of the left just a little bit. The left arm will thread underneath the right, come all the way down to the head of the left shoulder. Relax the head and the neck down, and then you can stretch the right arm up or keep it where it is. And we'll hold here for just a few more breaths. When you're ready, slowly unwind. Take the right hand down, press back up. Line the wrists up under the shoulders, but keep the feet together, but take the knees nice and wide. Then sit back on the heels for child's pose, so start to walk the hands out. Relax the head and the neck down. And keep reaching the crown of the head forward. So imagine all the discs in the spine just kind of resetting, creating lots of space in the lower back and in the hips. And on your next breath in, you can lift the chest back up, lean into the hands. We're going to take the knees forward, the feet forward, and lie back. So make sure you have space. You can hold on to the knees and roll all the way down. And just for the first couple breaths, you can bring the knees in, circle left and right a few times, just to release any tension, tightness. And we'll start with a few easy twists to lay down. So the arms will come outstretched, knees stacked right over the hips, and let both legs fall to the left. So let them come all the way down. If the ground is too far away, you can put a couple pillows under your knees, or if you have a yoga block, you can stick that under the knees as well. And you can look any direction you like. So down the left arm, straight up, or down the right arm. We're going to hold here for a few breaths as well. So let the eyes close. And on your next inhale, bring the knees back over the hips. And we'll do the same thing the other way. So lining everything up, knees over hips. On your exhale, let them dip over to the right. You can look down the left arm, down the right arm, or straight up. Keep the shoulders back. Use your block or your pillows if you need it under the legs. And remember to breathe. Aren't these the best? I love spinal twists. Love them. I think they're my favorite. One of my favorite things. Anytime I do yoga, I have to do these. And then your next inhale, come back to the center. You're going to bring both feet down. So the feet are going to come down. The arms can come down at the sides. And we're going to come to a low bridge. So the thing with bridge is that if you are using your glutes properly, and I'm going to tell you more about that in a second, it actually releases the lower back and helps to unravel a lot of that tightness and tension that forms in the sacrum and the lower back, you know, all the muscles in the lower back. So palms are going to face down, fingers on the floor. And as you inhale, you can start to lift the hips up. So you don't have to go super high, just enough to get some of the ribs off the floor is plenty. You're pressing into the triceps, pressing into the shoulders, and the fingers or the palms are face down. So from here, imagine squeezing the sits bones together. So you can touch, like make sure that's what's on. I always tell people, you know, this is yours, this belongs to you, so you're allowed to feel it, you're allowed to grab. And make sure that it's those lower glutes that are activating. So try to keep the lower back released, keep scooping the pelvis towards the knees, and again, use the arms, not the back, to keep you lifted. So imagine shortening the front side of the body, squeezing the belly in, shortening the abdominals, and lengthening the lower back. Keep the knees about hip width apart, and just take a couple more breaths. And you're going to come down as slowly as you can. So one vertebrae at a time, lower down, 1 inch at a time. All the way. The ground seems far away when you do it like that, right? Bring the knees into the chest. Rock it out a couple times. We're going to come back to some spinal twists, but we'll add some things on. So, knees over hips, arms to the side again, and you can let the palms relax so the hands can face up here. Both knees are going to dip to the left. Take them all the way down. So if this is enough, if you feel it here enough, this is fine. If you want a little bit more, you can take the right knee and bring it above the left. So you can bring the right knee closer to the chest. And then you can look down the right arm. Now another important thing that I was going to tell you, make sure that you can breathe easily. So if you find your breathing really restricted in a twist, just come out of it a little bit. It doesn't have to be that deep. So always make sure that you can breathe freely, openly, and easily, of course. So take 2 more breaths where you are. And we'll gradually come back to the center. So pull the knees back in. Square everything off again. We'll do the same thing to the right. So exhale the knees over to the right side, all the way down, arms outstretched. And same thing, if you need a little bit extra, you can bring the left knee closer to the chest, let it come to the floor. Try to keep the shoulders back and down. You can look any direction you want. And check in with that breath. Make sure you can take full deep breaths in and out, nice and easy. On your next inhale, come back to the center. Bring the feet down. One final bridge. So feet are flat on the mat. Arms are down, palms face down. And then gradually pressing into the heels, start to lift the hips up. Remember, squeeze the lower glutes. Make sure those, like where the crease of your butt and your thigh is, that's where you want to be nice and engaged. Tight squeeze. And remember to shorten up the front. So you're pulling the belly in, tightening the core, and lengthening the lower back. So it's tucking the tailbone down towards the knees. Getting as long as you can in that sacrum and lower back area, and press into the hands. Just take 2 more breaths. Make sure your big toes and little toes are down, so you're pushing equally into both feet. Now on that final exhale, slowly take it down. All the way down, 1 inch at a time. And we're going to finish in happy baby, everybody's favorite. So we're going to reach for the outsides of the feet. You want to keep the lower back flat. So bend the knees deeply, grab the outsides of the feet, and start to press the knees down under the arms on the sides of the ribs, and keep the whole back from the top of the head down to the tailbone completely flat on the floor. So make sure the knees are lined up under the heels. Relax the shoulders back. If it feels okay, you can rock side to side a little bit. Little rocks. And take 2 more breaths where you are. And on your exhale, bring the feet together. The knees together. Take the feet down on the floor. You can let the knees drop in. Arms out to the sides. You can take a few more breaths here just to let everything realign. Breathing in and out through the nose, keeping the shoulders back. Feeling the full weight of both hips, both arms. Bring the knees in towards the chest. You can hug them in close. On your inhale, slowly come up. All the way up to a comfortable seat. You sit evenly on the hips. Let the shoulders relax back and down. Sitting up tall. Take a big breath in. Sweep the arms up overhead. Bring the palms together. Exhale the hands right down to the heart center, sealing in your practice. Open the eyes.
Namaste.
Thank you guys so much again for joining me. I hope that felt really good. Come back tomorrow because we're doing an awesome crow prep. It's going to be really fun. Don't be nervous if you've never done it before. A lot of us are in that same boat. So I'm going to give you plenty of tips to help you safely get into it, and you'll be able to use that going forward in your practice.